Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Northeast Current. I'm Charlie Charlesworth, your guest host. As always, it's a great pleasure to be welcomed back to Ion Television and Northeast Current. I love Ion Television and I love Northeast Current. This past week, it's ironic, I've probably done more television than I did when I was in television. And, you know, being back at Northeast Current is always so much more relaxing than going to the other TV stations, and I could never figure out why. But I finally figured it out. I don't know how they do it, but every time they invite me back to be a guest host, I'm always coupled with people that I either know or have an association with or have knowledge of what they're going to talk about. And it's so ironic. Again, today we're joined with people from the Actors Circle with John Schugard and Kellyanne Walsh. They're going to be producing a play, and it's called You Can't Take It With You. And I mentioned this several times on Northeast Current when I was here, that I had the dual lead role with as Boris, the first cousin to the Tsar of Russia, from the play You Can't Take It With You, my senior year in high school. This is so ironic. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you already know the play.
I know the play by heart. After all these years, I can still remember some of my lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Actors Circle is going to be producing this at Providence Playhouse, correct?
Correct.
Now, where is that located?
That is 1256 Providence Road in Scranton.
If we were on the North Scranton Expressway, we would either get off at Main Avenue, Main Street, or we could get off by the high school, depending which direction.
Depending which direction you're coming. But yeah, if you get off at Main Street, you'd head toward Carbondale and look for Fratelli's Pizzeria from Main Street. Then if you pull into if you go through the Fratelli's Pizzeria lot, there's Providence Playhouse.
Don't tell them.
Oh, well, you can't park there. They don't want you parking there unless you're eating dinner there. Otherwise, you have to park elsewhere.
Okay, so make sure you get parking elsewhere. Now, you're directing the play.
Yes.
I guess the important thing is, when is it?
It opens on March the 20th, and we run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that weekend and the next. So it's March 20th and 21st, and 27th and 28th. That's at 8 p.m. And we do 2 Sunday matinees on the 22nd and 29th. Those start at 2 p.m. And we do a preview the Thursday before with tickets only $8. That's on Thursday, March 19th at 8 p.m.
Is that a dress rehearsal, or is it an actual full run?
I try and make it a full run, but on Thursday, there's usually some rough edges.
How much of the background of the play can we give the viewing audience without spoiling the play for them?
It's more like, how do we summarize this play in less than 10 minutes? You've been in it, you know how complicated this story is.
Yes.
I guess I always have to think about it. People say, what's the play about? And you try and get it into 10 words or less, and you just can't. Well, this play centers around the Sycamore family, which is a group of people who have, I would say, divorced themselves from society. They're just living the lives they want to live. And the romance of their daughter, Alice.
That would be me.
This would be her.
Okay.
And her boss's son. So that when the boss's son brings his family in to meet her family, comedy ensues as these extremely straight-laced Wall Street people meet this group of people who are definitely just marching to the beat of their own drummers. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Well, it's sort of like a lot of the average families of Northeast PA.
Yeah.
Immigrant families,
Mm-hmm.
first generation, actually living here in America,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and the foibles that
And
transpire in that
Mm-hmm.
type of element when you're growing up.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
Now, Kellyanne, can you tell us a little bit about your part?
My part, I love my part. I think it's a part that everybody at one time or another has to be able to identify with. I mean, you know, everybody has certain people in their family that at certain times can be a little embarrassing. And, you know, she really loves her family. She really cares about them, and she understands their, you know, little rarities, you know. But yet, when she brings somebody else in who isn't going to understand that, or who she thinks is not going to understand that, it brings about this embarrassment that she just becomes this awful victim of her own self, and she's just, it's hilarious.
I guess I have to picture my own daughter.
Right, bringing home
some
a
of the things I
boyfriend for
do
the
to her
first time
that
going,
hurts her.
oh, Dad, please don't. Yeah, it's basically, it's like that. And I mean, nothing goes her way, or how she thinks it should go.
Now, I've attended several plays at the Providence Playhouse, probably produced by the Actors Circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the people of Northeast PA have any idea how much effort is put into producing and directing a play like this, or how much they can enjoy coming to the theater. I mean, it's an enjoyable experience. It's a great night out. It's not an expensive night out. Tell us a little bit about what the Actor Circle does there at Providence Playhouse, and
I mean, what kind of plays they produce? Or
what kind of plays they produce, and
Ooh.
how much work they put into this.
Well, it takes about 6 weeks to put a production together. This one's been, I guess the best way to put it's a little nerve-wracking than usual. It's just a large cast. It's a large set. There's a lot to build. And of course, we start from a bare stage, and you have to build an entire apartment interior with a stairway up and an entrance to the basement. And we'll eventually be putting together, no one's going to understand this until they come see it, but we have to make special effects for the fireworks that are being set off in the basement, as you may recall from when you did it.
Yeah.
You know, the big special effect when all the fireworks go off. And it's a second job. I can't put it any other way.
And it's not one that you're making any money out of.
No, it's not.
You do this for the love of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great hobby. Can people help? Can people join the Actors Circle?
Well, we're always looking for more people. I don't know when, off the top of my head, I do not know when our next auditions are, unfortunately. But anyone who wants to help, anyone who wants to come in and help build things, or wants to audition, should call the theater for more information. And let me give you that number, since people should be calling to reserve their seats anyway. That number is 342-9707. So if you,
9707.
yes, so if you wanted to get involved in Actors Circle, call that number, because we are literally always looking for more people, looking for more help, looking for new faces to come around and audition. One of the best things about this cast is how many people, not just that are new to Actors Circle, because I've been directing there a long time, and there's most of this cast I've never worked with any of them before. And we have a lot of people who've never done any theater before that are in this play and doing rather well. So I've never done it isn't an excuse. If you're interested, come on down and try it.
Yeah. Now, I can depend on you to make my 4 reservations for my seat Saturday night.
Just make sure I write it down before we go.
Yes, because you know what?
do that.
It'd be nice to sit on this side of the stage to watch it this time. How far are you into the production?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember when this show is going to air. We will be about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks away from opening, if my memory serves me.
Yeah.
And at that point, it will be panic time, as it always is.
So you're about 4 weeks into the production currently? Okay.
In the end, it's going to be time for all of us to rip out our hair and chew our nails down. And
I know.
put the finishing touches on the set and the lights and the sound, and all the actors putting their scripts down and having to know all their lines.
Yeah, you're not even to the point where you're nervous, because
Right, exactly.
you're still reading from the
I'm like,
script.
oh, this is easy.
I've been nervous for weeks.
Oh, I can imagine. I
Yeah.
can imagine. There's so much more involved than just learning your lines for you.
Mhm.
There's set preparation, and there's the building of the set, and all the extras, and the music, and the sound, and yeah.
I think the most nerve-wracking thing for me at the moment, since we do still have our scripts in hand, is just trying to find the correct costumes and hairstyle for that time. I mean, nobody wore their hair as long as mine is, and so trying to find something that's going to be possible is turning out to be a little bit more difficult than I had originally thought that it would be. So.